when Courtney was a toddler, she never slept. I mean, like never. She didn't want to go to bed, she didn't want to sleep, and she was fine. And then there was a day where she came in, and it was early, and she jumped in bed between us, and she said a few words to her mom, and then she rolled over to me, and I had my eyes closed. And without knowing it, she had her face right over mine. She took her finger, lifted my eyebrows, and my eye opened up, and she said, "Daddy, are you awake?" And I think at that point in time, I realized that's who Courtney was going to be. But I want to say she used that to her advantage. She excelled in everything she did. She was committed. No matter what she took on, she used that time where she was awake to be committed fully to everything.
Once Dan started bringing Courtney around, they had the potential to be something really special. And I'm so happy that they're here today, realizing that potential together and getting married. I think it was pretty clear from the beginning how much they cared about each other, how comfortable they were around each other, and how at the end of the day, all they really needed to be happy was each other. And the occasional Domino's pizza after a long Sunday night shift.
We have come rejoicing into the house of the Lord for this celebration, dear brothers and sisters, and now we stand with Dan and Courtney on the day they intend to form a home of their own. For them, this is a moment of unique importance. So let us support them with our affection, with our friendship, and with our prayer as their brothers and sisters. There may come a point where the wine runs empty or the wine goes sour. So we want to prevent against this in your marriage. And the way you're going to do that is to make giving a way of life. The 5 love languages are all about giving to each other. The first thing that you can do is give gifts. I'm going to get you guys started with a little gift because I want to model for you giving. So this is for you. It's a $100 bill. You're going to have to fill this bottle up with gifts for each other. Eventually this will be filled. You'll have to break it to get the money out of it. But don't do that until you fill it up with acts of service for each other. And then one day you'll look like this, Jesus and the church, the bride. Courtney, receive this ring.
Receive this ring
as a sign.
As a sign
of my love.
Of my love.
And fidelity.
And fidelity.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
And of the Son.
And of the Son.
And of the Holy Spirit.
And of the Holy Spirit.
Dan, receive this ring.
Receive this ring
as a sign.
As a sign
of my love.
Of my love.
And fidelity.
And fidelity.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
And of the Son.
And of the Son.
And of the Holy Spirit.
And of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
As Dan has talked about in the past, Courtney was kind of reserved a little bit, was kind of waiting. And they would run into each other on campus, and Dan would talk to Courtney. And they would chat and talk, but Courtney wouldn't fully commit to going out with Dan. And then eventually, about 3 years ago was it, I just found this out on Thanksgiving. They were texting each other, and she decided, yes, Dan, I'll go out with you for a dinner. The funny part of that was, to this day, they still kind of disagree on whether it was a date or not. One of them calls it a date, one of them calls it going out for dinner. But whatever you want to call it, it worked, and that's what got us here today. It doesn't matter if it was a date or not. From that day forward, Dan has always showed his commitment and loyalty to Courtney. We saw it all the time.
The big day has arrived. The priest, who I thought was excellent, has spoken. God has blessed us with wonderful weather, which will never be forgotten. Sue and I are very happy to have this day arrive and welcome all of you to join us in a toasted celebration to this great occasion. Here to the new Greasy and the Greasies.
I now present to you Mr. and Mrs. Dan Greasy.
It's getting harder and harder to see through the smoke. It's never been easier to overlook. It's getting harder and harder and harder to say these days. But when I see the smile run across your face and the sunrise lights up another day, I believe. I woke up and my whole world changed. You're the kind of love that gives me faith, and I believe. You won't find it written in
We lived pretty close, so I started going over for bacon Thursdays. The minute Dan started cooking that bacon, I was like, all right, okay, he's okay. Ever since then, it's just been amazing to watch you two grow together and just become so close and supporting each other through everything. I can't wait to third wheel you guys for the rest of my life.
When I see the smile run across your face and the sunrise lights up another day, I believe. I woke up and my whole world changed. You're the kind of love that gives me faith, and I believe.
You have become my best friend over the course of 4 years. I grew up in a family with 3 sisters, and I didn't have a brother growing up. And I can honestly say that Dan was that brother to me. I was telling Dan outside of the church today, everyone that you see here on this table and everyone that you see in this room, we are here for you guys too. You guys are as much of our family, and we love having you around. So, to Mr. and Mrs. Greasy, prost!